Well, this is going to be an awkward video. What are we going to talk about?
Lando and Oscar.
Stay tuned for us to discuss all things about Lando and Oscar fighting each other.
Oh no!
Hi, everyone. I'm Dad.
I'm Dad.
And we are...
Dad and Dad Formula One duo.
All right. So today's topic of conversation is going to be what?
It's gonna be about Lando and Oscar fighting.
Yeah, so it's going to be about teammates fighting. So this past weekend, there was a race in Canada, and everything was going okay. Lando and Oscar... Yeah. Until what?
Until Oscar pushed Lando off the track.
Ooh, so are you claiming that it was Oscar's fault?
No.
Oh, okay. So Oscar and Lando, it was close to the end of the race. It was about lap 66, 67, somewhere around there. And it's pretty close to the end. They're fighting for fourth position, right? So for fourth place. So it's not even like podium, we're in contention to win the race, nothing. It's for fourth. Oscar's in fourth, Lando's in
fifth.
Lando's in fifth, and they're approaching turn one. So they actually start fighting towards the end of the lap, right around where we have the wall of champions. And Lando's trying to make a pass, doesn't work, fine. But then all of a sudden they're on the straight going towards turn one, and Lando starts trying to get in on Oscar's left-hand side. And Oscar doesn't allow himself to get passed by. So what ends up happening?
Lando pushed himself off the track.
So Lando pushes himself off the track. So they have a little bit of context. So Lando hits the back of Oscar's car, runs into the wall, breaks his tire, breaks his wheel, and it's done race. So essentially now, Oscar's got maybe a little bit of damage. Lando's 100% out, didn't finish the race, loses now more championship points out to Oscar and for McLaren itself. And the team is quite upset. So now, that's the background. Let's talk a little bit about what this means. So tell us, what do you think about this whole situation?
I think about the situation.
Yeah, between Lando and Oscar. Yeah, so is it a good situation? Bad situation? Are you happy that they're fighting? Are you not happy that they're fighting?
I'm not happy that they're fighting.
Why?
Because they should be best.
They should be besties, right? So they're teammates. Maybe you think that they should be besties. I actually like that they're fighting now. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's always been kind of this awkward tension between the two of them. Who's the preferential driver for McLaren? Is it going to be Lando's time to become world champion, since they've got a really great car? Or is Oscar just a better driver and he's leading the driver's championship? And is he going to be driver's champion and they're going to prefer him since he's doing better in points? And they really was kind of this awkward, let's not really talk about it. Let's not really do anything. But now that this has happened, that they let them race, and this is what it came to. Now, I think the gloves are off, as they would say, right? The gloves are off. And now maybe they're going to actually start racing against each other and putting up a good fight with each other. What do you think?
I think they are too. Not happy about it.
All right, so in terms then of your preferred driver, right? Your number one driver, who would you want to be the McLaren number one driver?
Oscar.
Why would you want Oscar to be your number one driver?
Because he's a really good driver, and because Lando already had his chance and he missed it.
Ooh. So, according to you, Lando's had his chance, missed it. Since you weren't able to do anything about it, buddy, now it's Oscar's turn. Let him have a run at it. Which is an interesting perspective, right? Because you are right. Oscar's there. Oscar's not there to be number two. I don't think any driver on the grid is there to be number two. They're there to win, right? I mean, you're not going to play a sport to be like, I'll just be kind of the support, I'm just going to be there as the backup. No, you want to be the superstar. You want to be the one winning the race. You want to be at the top step of the podium holding the biggest trophy. You want to be driver's champion at the end of the day. So who do I want to be driver's champion, and who would I like McLaren to have preferential treatment over? I'm a big Lando fan. I think Lando is a great driver. I think he sometimes gets in his head and he just kind of puts himself down and doesn't let himself really achieve his maximum potential, but I think he's working on it, and I think he's going to do really well. And I think with this crash, I think it's going to do that. I think it's going to push Lando over the edge to now become a better driver. It's also going to force Oscar to become a better driver. So if he really is just that much better than Lando, he's really going to have to show it, right? Okay, so in terms of team fighting, do you like teammates to fight amongst themselves?
No.
No? Why?
Because, well, I do, because it's more of a show, but it also ruins the relationship, and it also ruins, of course I want to win constructors, but I want to also win, but I also want to win drivers, and I wouldn't do anything to win drivers.
So you think that they should put the team above themselves? The constructors is more important than the drivers?
Well, yeah.
Ooh, interesting, right?
It's hard to do that. It's really hard to do that, to put someone, if you really want something, and it's really hard to put something before yourself, if you really want to win it, but it's a sacrifice you have to make. Because if you're known as a person who is the better teammate, then you're gonna get more sponsors, you're gonna get ads, and it's not mattering if you won or not. Of course, it feels great to win, but at the same time, if you are ruining something you have with doing something that you want to do.
Interesting, right? So the aspect of being a little bit too selfish, right? We don't want them to be a little bit too selfish, but at the same time, you want them to win, right? So yeah, that's a very interesting perspective, right? And when you really think about it, when it comes down to the constructors championship, the constructors championship doesn't just affect the drivers; it affects the whole team. It affects the mechanics, the pit lane workers, the team principals, all the engineers, everybody in the factories. So it affects a lot of people, hundreds of people, because the higher up that they are in the constructors, the more money it is that they're going to get for winning that they can then give out to everybody else. Versus the drivers championship, it's more about the driver, right? And about what they're going to be able to win. So interesting perspective. I like it. It's a very good perspective. I like it. Thank you. All right. That wraps up, I think, our video for this week. Next week we do have a race. It's going to be in Austria at the Red Bull rink. So it's Red Bull's home race. Ooh,
I don't think Red Bull's gonna win.
Oh.
No.
All right. Well, stay tuned for that video. We do have some updates on our Legos. As you can see here behind us, we've got our Legos now up on the wall. We're going to have a quick video about that in the upcoming days. And I did get a very special Father's Day gift from someone, and I very much have enjoyed getting the gift, and we're working on it, and we're going to have a whole video about it. All right, anything you want to say before we end for tonight?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see to those notifications, everyone.
Bye.